Lameness is the #1 cause of early retirement in horses. My name is Karsten Key. I've been a veterinarian for 25 years and I've been looking at lame horses for almost all of my professional life. I have 7 tips for you on how to avoid lameness. #1, variation. The horse needs a varied work life. You need to vary the surface, you need to vary the exercises that you do, you need to vary the type of movement, trot, canter and walk. And my preferred movement type is actually canter if I had to choose one, because at the canter you really work the belly muscles and the back muscles, so that's core training for horses. Another really important thing is nutrition, and nutrition is not giving them all kinds of supplements. A horse needs a good forage, straw, hay, good quality grass, and then they need obviously clean water and they need the minerals and vitamins. Very importantly, they shouldn't get fat. A lot of horses are overweight and that puts a lot of strain on the joints and ligaments and tendons. So make sure the horses are not overweight. Shoeing and trimming, that's really important. If you don't shoe your horse, you need a good trimmer. And obviously if you shoe the horse, they need to be trimmed properly beforehand. Point #4, turnout routine. And I say routine here. The horses turned out to field with other horses. That's a big risk factor, but it's also really important for the horse socially. But they need a routine. You need the same routine in handling the horses when you take the same order when you take the horses in and out. And you shouldn't mix them with horses they don't know. So routine is really important with the turnout. Horses need to be fit enough to do the work that you demand from them. Cardio is important. You need to do cardio training no matter what type of riding you do. They shouldn't be tired when you do the exercises that you demand for them. If they're tired, the risk of injury is just so much higher. To avoid tiredness, obviously you need cardio training. You need them to be fit. Point #6, rest. You need to rest your horses. You can have a weekly routine where you have a weekday off where it's not ridden. You can have a weekly day with ridden work. But you also need to rest horses at certain periods. And it's difficult to know when to do this. But as with other athletes, they need periods of rest. And the best way to know when it's a good time to rest the horses is to measure if they start to move asymmetrically. You can do this with different devices. It's important you use a device that's validated because otherwise you don't really know what you're measuring. And just measure the horse routinely every week. Then you'll know the signs of mild lameness before they really are visible to our vision, our eyes. Because we're not made to look at fast-moving objects. You will only see a lameness when it's actually quite clearly asymmetrically moving. So measure the horse weekly, and that was actually my point #7. That's my 7 tips on how to avoid lameness. Let me know which tip was your favorite.